Syrian refugee mocked for being poor. But in America, his startup changed the world. The refugee camp was filled with dust and despair. Children played with broken toys, and families huddled in makeshift tents, waiting for a future that seemed unreachable. Among them was Omar, a young Syrian boy whose family had fled war with nothing but the clothes on their backs. In school, he was mocked for his accent, his worn-out shoes, and his poverty. Even after arriving in America, classmates whispered behind his back, "Refugee, poor kid, he'll never be anything." But Omar carried something no one could mock out of him: his determination. While the world saw him as a refugee, he saw himself as a builder of futures. Years later, the same boy who was laughed at for being poor would launch a startup in America that would not only silence his bullies, but change the world forever. Omar was born in Aleppo, Syria. His early childhood was filled with love, but also fear as the sounds of bombs replaced laughter. When the war escalated, his family made the painful decision to flee. They walked for days, crossed borders, and eventually found themselves in a refugee camp in Jordan. Before we continue this story, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, make sure to subscribe now. Don't forget to hit the like button and press the bell icon so you never miss our new stories. Life in the camp was harsh. Long food lines, limited water, and endless waiting. But Omar never stopped learning. He borrowed books from aid workers, scribbled notes on scraps of paper, and asked questions about everything. His dream was to become an engineer, though most told him it was impossible. After years of struggle, Omar's family was granted asylum in the United States. They arrived with almost nothing, settling in a small apartment provided by a charity. For Omar, America felt like both freedom and challenge. In school, he faced bullying. His clothes were second-hand, his English broken, and his lunchbox filled with food that smelled different. He often ate alone. Yet, every insult only fueled him further. He told himself, "If they laugh at me now, one day they'll remember my name." His grades soared. He excelled in math and science, eventually winning scholarships to college. He worked part-time jobs, washing dishes, delivering newspapers, to support his family. Through hardship, Omar built the resilience that would later define his journey. In college, Omar studied computer engineering. He was fascinated by how technology could solve real-world problems. But unlike his classmates, who dreamed of Silicon Valley salaries, Omar dreamed of impact. He wanted to create something that would change lives, especially for people like him, those born into hardship. Before we continue this story, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, make sure to subscribe now. Don't forget to hit the like button and press the bell icon so you never miss our new stories. His first project was simple: a low-cost app that connected refugee families with local aid services. It wasn't flashy, but it worked. Aid organizations took notice, giving him small grants. That success gave him the confidence to think bigger. After graduation, Omar launched a startup from his tiny apartment. His idea: an innovative platform that used AI to match underprivileged students worldwide with free educational resources and mentorship. The mission was clear: no child should be denied knowledge because of where they were born. Investors laughed at him at first. A refugee kid solving global education. Too ambitious. But Omar didn't quit. He worked day and night, coding until his eyes burned. Slowly, schools began adopting his platform, then universities, then entire governments. Within 5 years, Omar's startup had reached millions of students in developing countries. His company exploded in growth, attracting partnerships with tech giants and praise from international leaders. The boy once mocked for being poor was now a CEO whose work changed lives on a global scale. Omar's defining moment came at a global innovation summit in Washington, D.C. Leaders from around the world gathered to discuss the future of technology in education. Omar was invited as a keynote speaker. As he walked onto the stage, the applause was thunderous. Cameras flashed. His name was projected across massive screens. Omar Al-Hassan, founder and CEO of EduBridge. Among the audience were several of his old classmates from high school, now working average jobs in the city. They stared in disbelief. This was the same refugee boy they had mocked for wearing torn shoes and eating strange food. Before we continue this story, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, make sure to subscribe now. Don't forget to hit the like button and press the bell icon so you never miss our new stories. Omar spoke with passion, sharing his vision of a world where education was accessible to all. His words moved the audience to tears. By the end, world leaders stood to applaud him. For his former bullies, the realization hit hard. The boy they once ridiculed was now shaping global policy, advising presidents, and inspiring millions. Their laughter had turned into silence. Omar's startup became one of the most influential educational platforms in the world. Millions of underprivileged children gained access to learning, mentorship, and hope through his technology. His story spread across news outlets. Refugee boy builds startup that transforms global education. But Omar never forgot his roots. He returned to refugee camps, this time not as a boy waiting for aid, but as a man bringing solutions. He built schools, donated technology, and gave scholarships. He sat with children who reminded him of himself, telling them, "Your past doesn't decide your future, your courage does." His message resonated across borders. Poverty is not permanent, and dignity cannot be destroyed by mockery. Meanwhile, those who once mocked him became just a footnote in his story. Their words, once sharp, were now powerless against the empire of hope he had built. Omar's journey carried a powerful truth. Never underestimate the poor, the refugee, or the underdog, for in their struggle lies the strength to change the world.